this is Hassan.
Welcome.
Yes. And I just got to the pyramids. He offered to take me to a few points here. I'm gonna do like an hour tour for 500 Egyptian pounds, it's about like 14 Canadian. And to get to the panoramic point, it's quite a walks away, so it's recommended that you take a horse because you're going to be walking for a while to get that wide view of the Giza plateau. So I'm going to give you guys some factual information that I put together before I came here. And yeah, this is like another one of those like once in a lifetime opportunities. You see this, you know, in your you read about it in your textbooks and stuff. You see about it on the internet as like a kid. You see it in movies, and then you actually do come here, and it's pretty amazing. Life is now. It's not 30 years from now when you retire.
This is a big one.
Yeah. Which one is Khufu?
This one.
This is Khufu?
Yes, Khufu.
And this one?
Khafra.
Khafra.
Mankara.
Mankara.
Yes.
Okay.
This is your name for him.
Okay. And what's the horse's name?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. Whoa, Michael Jackson.
This
Oh,
is
my
Egyptian
goodness.
massage.
Yeah, this is an Egyptian massage, that's right. Oh, oi, oi, oi. Like on a roller coaster. Okay. Oh, yeah. So we made it to Panoramic Point. It took about like 10 minutes by horse, and get a good view of the pyramids here. Oh, there's a horse there. Fuck. I almost walked into the fucking horse. Let's go on this side and see. So we are really in the desert.
Inside, touch the promise, you take photo, you come back, I'm wait for you.
Thank you, Hassan. Shukran kathir. I'm okay for now. Okay, shukran.
Where you come from?
Canada.
Canada never die.
Canada never die.
Very quick, 20 years.
Yes, Canada never die. And when you say they come from Canada, they say Canada Dry. Canada Dry. The ginger ale. And then you hear people saying, like for the Spanish people, they say hola, hola, Pepsi Cola. So this is the pyramid of Menkaure. He was one of the kings. This hole that you see here, this is called Mamun's hole. So hundreds of years ago there was, I guess, I think it was maybe a part of the Islamic conquest or somebody that, you know, so many empires have come through here and tried to figure these things out. So he wanted to see if he could get inside, and he had a hunch that it was, I believe this is the north side, if I'm not mistaken. He thought it was there was an opening in the north side, so they basically went up there with pickaxes, like a bunch of guys, and just like kept like hammering at it and hammering at it, and eventually they broke their way in, and there is an entrance there, and you see that they made a staircase for the tourists to go inside where the entrance actually is. But you see, he was actually right, because the entrance is there. So there was when they built it, they bricked up the hole that they had to get out from, I guess. But This one is, I think, the smallest of the three. So I'll give you guys a little bit of factual information starting now. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built by the Pharaoh Khufu, is the largest of the three pyramids on the Giza Plateau and was built approximately 4,500 years ago. It was the world's tallest man-made structure for thousands of years. The next tallest building to surpass it was the Lincoln Cathedral in the United Kingdom, built in the year 1311. The Great Pyramid is considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world and is the only one that is largely still standing today. So I finished with Hassan. He just charged me the 500. Like that was good that he didn't try to ask for more, so that was fair for what he gave me, because no way I was gonna be able to walk. That was a really long way that he took me. Like if you're gonna walk that by foot, you would have needed like at least a couple hours. So anyway, now we're at Khafra. We're used to calling it Khafre because there's an E at the end, but they say Khafra. Anyway, so more than 2.3 million blocks of granite and limestone were used in the pyramid's construction, with some of the blocks being brought from quarries over 500 kilometers away. It is believed that the ancient Egyptians used the Nile River as a transport route, possibly floating the stone blocks on rafts up the Nile to the Giza Plateau. And I'll show you a close-up of just how big these blocks are. What is also very important is the foundation that the pyramids are standing on, because without a solid and level foundation, these would have toppled over a long time ago with you know, just the earth shifting its plates and things. Also, I bought these sandals last night off some guy selling them in the street for 150 pounds. I haggled it down to, which is like $4. Yeah, $4. I got a pair of sandals for $4, so that was good. I didn't want to wear shoes here because it's so sandy, you just get like ruined. So I bought a pair of sandals just for this. So that was a good one on my part. Let's go see what else there is. So we're at the bottom of Khufu now, the one that still has the original capstone on it. And there's more than just pyramids here. At the bottom, these are actually like tombs for the workers that built the pyramids. So unlike what a lot of people say, that the people who built the pyramids were slaves or like peasants or something with forced labor, that's actually not true. They were more like skilled laborers, because I don't think, you know, like slaves could build this. And also apparently with you know, DNA tests and stuff that they have found on like remains here and stuff, they said the bodies did have like a lot of like, they could tell from their diet, they ate a lot of meat, they had a good diet. You know, they were well taken care of. They got like a ration of I think 4 liters of beer every day. And also, if they were slaves, would they really build tombs for them? Right? So I heard even some of them were farmers. So like in the certain season when the Nile would flood, they couldn't farm. But when the Nile would flood, obviously the water would be higher, and like I mentioned before, that would allow them to float rafts with the blocks on the rafts over to the Giza Plateau. So that makes a lot of sense that the water level would be higher in that time, and that's what helped allow the building of the pyramids. People couldn't work, they had to do something. The king said, okay, come work for me and we'll build these things. That's my understanding of it anyway. but there's more tombs and stuff down there. And you see these 3 smaller pyramids. These are actually from the queens. So we have the 3 kings, and the smaller ones are of the 3 queens. Historians propose a theory that its construction spanned 20 years and demanded the labor of 100,000 men, which seems feasible. Until you do this calculation, it means that there would have to have been 5 blocks set in place every minute, which surely cannot be possible. Each block weighs 2.5 tons on average, but there are some that weigh more than 9 tons. The largest granite blocks are actually inside the pyramid, encasing the king's chamber, that weigh up to 80 tons. The weight of the whole pyramid is approximately 6.5 million tons. The fascinating thing is that the stones were moved in place without the aid of machines. They are thought to have hauled up the blocks using sleds and ramps wet with water to reduce friction. But the degree required to get these size blocks up to the top of the pyramid means that they would have needed a ramp that extended more than a mile into the desert. And to carve the blocks, they probably used copper chisels and saws, using sand as an abrasive to help saw the stone. If this project wasn't already impressive enough, the Egyptians had not even discovered the wheel during this time period. The Great Pyramid was 481 feet high when completed, and the outer casing consisted of highly polished limestone that would have shined brightly in the sun. The original limestone casing was probably chipped away and stolen by invaders over time and used on other construction projects, reducing this height by 31 feet. And this is the casing stone at the very top there, you can see. So when it was originally built, that would have been white limestone, the whole thing. Amazing. So many different empires have come across these things, like over, you know, the thousands of years that they've been here, and like it probably perplexed them just as much as it perplexes us today. A fascinating fact about the pyramids of Giza is that all 3 of the points perfectly align with the constellation of Orion. The Great Pyramid has slightly concave sides that perfectly match the radius of the curvature of the Earth, but still retain a perfect pyramid shape. The Great Pyramid is also perfectly aligned to the Earth's North Pole with only 3/60th of a degree error. The site has stood here largely unfazed as invasions and empires had risen and fallen throughout the millennium. From Alexander the Great to the Roman Empire, Islamic conquests, Napoleon Bonaparte, and most recently the British Empire, just to name a few. There are still excavations being conducted in the surrounding area to help us better understand how and why these amazing structures were built. So here I'm right up against the Queen's pyramids, and you can see how small they are and what's little left of them compared to the King's pyramid beside it. These have really been taken apart and used for other construction because the blocks are a lot smaller, so these would be a lot easier to take apart. Here's a look at the Sphinx from the end here, the pyramid in the background. So apparently they say the Sphinx is like a lot older than the pyramids. They say, I've heard there's an Egyptologist, Graham Hancock, and he has a theory that the Sphinx is like 10,000 years old. And he came up with that estimation because of the Younger Dryas theory. Because that basically means that Egypt, this area, the Giza Plateau, once was very lush and green and received a lot of rain. And that would explain some of the erosion that the Sphinx has. they say it has water erosion. This erosion didn't come from sand or anything else. So because they suspect water erosion, that means it must have been built during the Younger Dryas era when this area received a lot of rainfall. So that's something to chew on. If that's true, that's really remarkable. 10,000, but that's the that's what Graham Hancock thinks anyway. He's been studying Egyptology for years, so interesting stuff. This is like another temple complex next to the Sphinx. So look at the size of these blocks and the width, and like, can you imagine how heavy this thing is? Like, they hoisted these things up and put stones on top of it. Like, how the hell did they do this? I guess, yeah, like rope and pulley, of course, but wow, man. Like, look at the size. That's one block. Look at the size of that block. Like, they weigh tons, man. Like, how the hell did they do this? Ouch. 4,500 years ago. Incredible what man can do. Okay, so now we're walking up to the Sphinx. I just walked through that temple. Here we go. So one last look at the pyramids here. I'm pretty tired. It's a really big complex, so there's a lot of walking around. So yeah, I'm kind of tired, so I'm just gonna go have dinner now. But really happy I made it here. Totally worth the $15, $14. Yeah, something like that. Totally worth the money for a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Holy fuck. So I got my lunch here. They made a cute little pyramid out of the rice. And I got a mixed grill, so I got some chicken and some kofta and some skewers chicken and I think lamb. And then I got the traditional bread here. This looks amazing. This came to, the mixed grill was like $5.30 and the water is like 30, so like $5.60. So not bad, like 10 bucks, 10, 11, 12, something like that. Yeah, not bad. Looks amazing. I'm going to enjoy this now. So I found a beer at, I got a view of the pyramids. I'll show you in a second. Drinking in a Muslim country feels so wrong. But cheers to an amazing day. This is the view of the pyramids I got from the rooftop. So landed here, just had a great day, great lunch, and I'm gonna have a great beer. So, like I said earlier in the video, life is now, not 30 years from now.